are now entering Armbar Audio.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Armbar Audio. I'm your host Tim Farley, and across the screen from me is my brown brother
Sid Sriram. What it do, folks? Welcome to a late edition of Armbar Audio.
Late for us.
Yeah.
We will be releasing this tomorrow, but it is
Sunday morning, but yes, it's Saturday night for us. Sunday morning when you watch it. Well, it's
actually Sunday morning for me.
It
right
is.
now.
I was just about to say it's like 12:45 over there.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah. So how you
Now,
yeah, go ahead.
So everybody, I just want you to know that I like to talk like I do it in my house, in my car, and that's your house while you're not home. Ooh. And Sid really enjoys it. But
I do.
Sid doesn't have faith in his own Ric Flair impersonation, so he tries really hard to be somebody else.
Well, that's right, Tim. Yeah, I'm gonna do the impression of the Macho Man Randy Savage, and I just spit out my chewing gum and I spit out my opponents like I spit out my gum. Yeah, because I'm the cream of the crop, like the cream you put in your coffee and the cream that Miss Elizabeth really enjoys at night. Yeah, freak out!
Well put, cream in Elizabeth's coffee.
You ain't
And
touching
you
Miss
won't
Elizabeth.
do
Yeah.
anything about it. Woo!
Well, that's quite okay because you know what? You ain't got that much of a supply left, while I do because I am the Macho Man. Yeah, and every single time we do it, she likes to freak out.
I'm a 60-minute man. I do 60-minute Broadways all week and twice on Sunday. You don't talk to me about stamina, okay? Woo.
Space
There's a
Mountain.
gun up there, and there's a gun right here, and you're looking at him. You're looking at him. But
I hope you too. I hope y'all
yeah.
enjoyed that. But that's what happens when it's like super.
A lot.
Yeah.
And we were talking, and apparently Sid found out
Yeah.
that a restaurant somewhere.
I have
something
to.
Cool.
Yeah, I saw it. Like, it was actually going around quite a bit on social media a couple of years back. But like, I saw that there's like a sandwich place. Again, I don't know where, but there's a sandwich place somewhere in the United States of America. And if you go there and you do your best impression of a Macho Man, Randy Savage, you actually get a free sandwich of your choosing. At least that's what I understand. Which is pretty interesting. So I don't know how it would be.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
If it's of my choosing, do I just pick the bread and I could throw anything in there that they have?
You know what?
Instead of getting like a turkey sandwich or a chicken sandwich or this or that, maybe I just go in there, do the Macho Man, and throw everything that they have in between two pieces of bread. Can I do that, Sid?
I'm pretty sure you can. I'm gonna go ahead and just look this shit up because I am very curious right now because I can't find. Oh Jesus! Yeah, that Randy Savage though, that like takes it out of you. So I may not be doing it nearly as much as Tim does his Ric Flair, but I mean every so often it'll come out. And what the hell, man? I can't find. Okay, if I find it, okay. How about this? I'll look it up, and then next week on the episode we'll talk about it. But in the meantime, y'all can snap into a Slim Jim. Yeah, that was a pen. I don't eat Slim Jims because I'm vegetarian. But
you should have ate the pen then.
Well, I don't want to get whatever the hell poisoning you can out of it.
You don't want octopus ink in your mouth.
I don't want.
That's an animal too.
Yeah. I don't need that.
Is it Octopus Inc? Do they kill octopi
I'm
for
pretty sure they
our
do.
writing?
I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I mean, they
You
killed the
know what? This
octopus.
world is fucked.
Yeah. You know what else is fucked? You know who else is fucked? CM Punk!
Ah,
Woo!
good old Phil. Now,
Philip!
if you are a longtime viewer and listener of this show, you know that for a long time, I have been really kind of on, kind of not trying to make it as bad as it was. Wait a
Right.
second. I feel like wearing something right now.
Oh, boy. Oh, okay, okay. I thought you were going to take your shirt off, but good. Oh, Jesus. Oh, boy. Oh, shit. Oh,
It's
shit.
MDK all day.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
um, speaking of,
Just wear that from just wear that from now on.
I mean, I can,
No, I'm messing.
uh, but
Yeah.
the thing is about CM Punk is I don't have to tell any listeners about the reports. Okay,
Yeah.
you got Meltzer for the Elite, you got Nick Hausman for CM Punk,
Yeah.
and you basically got Fightful for the truth, right? At least that's how it seems to me.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Uh,
kind of weird how to
in
trust these days, but yeah.
my our last episode, I went on a tirade about CM Punk
Yeah. Go watch
because
that,
of
by the way. Go watch that. That was awesome.
what happened after All Out.
Yeah.
Um, Today, Phil Brooks was terminated from AEW
Yeah.
following an investigation, and Tony Khan uh, had a disciplinary committee and outside legal uh,
Yeah.
advice to do this. Uh, he even opened up
He opened
Collision
Collision. Yeah, I saw that.
uh, with the
Excuse me.
statement. And there's a lot of diehard punk fans out there. There's a lot of diehard elite fans out there, and it's very divided. But I'm going to calm myself down for this. That's why I needed this head sock, this MDK all
Yeah.
fucking day ski mask, because I need to control myself a little bit, because
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you the truth
Yeah.
about Phil Brooks from
Are you about
Tim
to
Farley's perspective.
were you about to grab the pizza cutter if you didn't put that on?
Yes. Um,
Yeah, my sister would have been scared of you.
CM Punk is a fantastic wrestler who has done a lot in the industry and deserves to be in any Hall of Fame. Phil Brooks, the man, it seems, through experience from past experiences in ROH, WWE, a best friendship with Colt Cabana, and what has happened in AEW, seems like he has some mental health issues that he needs to work out. He
Or
obviously has
something.
a me versus the world mentality. Uh, he can't let things go. He's
Yeah.
very hypocritical. He could say whatever he wants about other people, but when somebody else says something, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Um, Now there's been reports today saying that CM Punk was more pissed off at All Out because he was supposed to have a meeting with the Elite in Atlanta the week of, and they canceled on him. But here's the thing: Brawl Out happened, right?
Yeah.
He goes in, he starts talking all this shit, and part of it had to do with his frustration of being injured after winning the world title. which has nothing to do with that empty-headed dumb fuck Adam Page or Colt Cabana or anything else. So he's already allowing other things to frustrate him to the points where he's jeopardizing the business that he is trying to run.
Right.
There's obvious issues, and a person cannot get help if they don't think they need it. Um, from the reports about monitors falling on Tony Khan, Punk yelling at him, saying obscenities and possibly lunging at him. I mean, there's been a lot of things being discussed this past week.
Yeah.
Tony Khan said at the opening of Collision, he's been to so many wrestling shows in his life, and he's been putting on wrestling shows for almost 4 years now, and he has never felt afraid for his own safety or others, except at AEW All Out in London.
Right.
Everyone on the internet, whether they were Punk fans or whether they were Elite fans or whatever, or whether they weren't even AEW fans, there one major criticism of AEW since the beginning is that Tony Khan's a mark and Tony Khan has no balls and he's not going to put his foot down. Tony Khan put his foot down
Yeah.
today. And
Yeah.
I commend him for it. I respect him for it. And, you know, Punk was at the Cauliflower Alley Club and he gave a very nice speech about fallen wrestlers. Talked about Bray Wyatt, Jay Briscoe, Terry Funk, all types, Eddie Guerrero. Great public speaker. Uh, he also spoke about how his goal in wrestling was always to wrestle in Japan. So
Well.
if
Okay.
if if that happens, you know, cool.
I
I
mean,
just
yeah. Go ahead.
I don't. A lot of people are asking like, well, is he going to go to WWE? Is he going to go here? Is he going to go there?
Yeah.
I mean, you never say never with WWE because Vince had buried hatchets with
Yeah.
Bret Hart, Ultimate Warrior. Triple H got Bruno Sammartino back on board, and this was all for Hall of Fame stuff and past their prime stuff. I
Right.
do not think that WWE would bring in CM Punk to actually wrestle
Yeah. But then
like
again,
regular.
you think that they'd actually, after seeing all this and all the chaos that he kind of caused, you think that they would want to bring him back? Is that like a smart business decision? Is my question.
The difference between AEW and WWE business wise is big, very
Yeah.
large. I've said this since the beginning of all of this Punk shit. If it was WWE, this shit would not have happened. Like it just wouldn't
Yeah.
have.
Like, yeah.
We didn't know what happened with Punk in WWE until he went on Colt Cabana's podcast and said about it. They have great damage control.
Right.
They they have authority. They delegate well. They have business people that aren't wrestlers. You know, they have more structure. It seems.
Yeah.
Um, and but I don't even know if he wants to go there. If he goes to
Yeah.
Japan, cool. If he doesn't, whatever. But like, I I just hope the guy gets the help he can get. Like realizes he has an issue and gets help because
Yeah, because all this
Brett didn't
trauma,
screw
you know. Yeah.
Brett didn't screw Brett, but Punk screwed
Screwed
Punk.
Punk. Yeah, I wrote that on Twitter. You saw my Twitter. I'm just kidding.
And I look, I have countless CM Punk shirts. I have the original Best in the World WWE shirt, and that's how me and John became friends over that shirt.
Yeah.
But I couldn't sit back any longer and not be against what he was doing. And yeah, Jack Perry is a young guy and he shouldn't have went on TV and did that. But at the same time, CM Punk is a veteran. and in his 40s, and
Like, grow
this is the
up.
biggest show in the company that you're working as history. Why? Why are you doing this? You you do not respect anyone except yourself. You almost
Yeah.
ruined Samoa Joe's moment. If Samoa Joe wasn't there to pull Punk off and get him
Yeah.
like ready for the match, Punk would
Right.
have left then,
Yeah.
from what has been said. And that is fucking ridiculous. You knew Samoa Joe since ROH. You guys were cool. You guys did shoot interviews together, and before you came, or right whenever you came, you did Renee's podcast and said how great it would be to wrestle Joe again. And you're doing it in the biggest place possible. Like, this just shows you the type of problems this man has. And for now, I say, God bless. I hope everything works out for you. And kudos and big ups to Tony Khan for doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And And if it is true, if it is at all true that the guys in the elite had any hand in this and tried to orchestrate Punk's demise or anything, they should be stripped of EVP status. Because if you were an executive vice president, okay, if you're an executive vice president, that means you are in the business, 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 business. You are not just a mark. You're not just a wrestler. You're not
Yeah.
just whatever. If CM Punk is your number one merch seller, if CM Punk is giving you ratings, if CM Punk gave you the highest grossing pay-per-view before All Out or All In, if CM Punk does all of these things from a business perspective, no matter what time, whether it was the week before All Out or it was during the time CM Punk was gone with the injury, you not sitting down and talking and burying the hatchet was a very bad business move. And I hope Tony Khan realizes that. And I hope he reprimands them because it's no bueno. It's no good.
Yeah.
It's no good. And if and I get it. You don't like him. You have personal problems with him. He's a toxic person. He has these issues. But what happens whenever someone else is like that? What if there's somebody else who is anti-elite on the show? Is it going to
Yeah.
happen again? Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
This is a business. You gotta treat it as such. But Sid, you go ahead. I'm gonna take this mask off now. It's getting a little warm.
Oh, it was a little itchy in there. Anyway, what I want to do real quick is actually read the statement that Tony Khan gave. That the statement that all AEW released. So, statement from All Elite Wrestling and Tony Khan. All Elite Wrestling AEW has terminated the wrestler and employment agreements between Phillip Brooks, CM Punk, and AEW with cause effective immediately. The termination was confirmed today by Tony Khan, CEO, General Manager, and Head of Creative of AEW. The termination follows a week-long internal investigation of an incident occurring backstage at AEW All In London on Sunday, August 27th. Following the investigation, the AEW Discipline Committee met and later convened with outside legal counsel before making a unanimous recommendation to Khan that CM Punk be terminated with cause. Khan offered the following statement. Phil played an important role within AEW, and I thank him for his contributions. The termination of his AEW contracts with cause is ultimately my decision and mine alone. Of course, I wish I didn't have to share this news, which may come as a disappointment to many of our fans. Nevertheless, I am making the decision in the best interest of the many amazing people who make AEW possible every week. Our talent, staff, venue operations, and many others whose efforts are unsung but essential to bringing our fans great shows on television and at arenas and stadiums throughout the world. So that was the official statement given by AEW in regards to Punk's departure. Go ahead.
Fired with cause.
Yeah.
Very legalistic terms.
Yep.
If you get fired with cause at work,
means you fucked up.
it means you broke something in the contract. Meaning, when he came back, they probably renegotiated, and
Yeah.
he probably wasn't allowed to fuck around anymore. And
And yeah.
they gave him his own show.
But I guess because that kind of became like, oh, this is my show, and you have to do what I say, and I think he took it a bit too far. It's funny, our CM Punk almost became Vince McMahon if you think about it. So and maybe I'm just going a little too off the rails here, but I don't know, man. Like, I think with CM Punk, I honestly started having doubts, especially with the whole Colt, after the whole Colt Cabana thing. I'm like, this guy. I mean, look, it sucks what happened in WWE. Like, what they did was wrong. Like, he had a staph infection. He said he needed time off, and they didn't give it to him because, you're, it's such good shit, pal. Whatever. And that sucks. And again, I'm sorry that happened, but to take all those frustrations and just dumping it out here, it almost feels like you got into the wrestling business to screw over the wrestling business. Like, you felt almost like he's an inside man saying, you know what? I'm going to try to destroy this industry from the inside. Well, not the industry, but destroy something good from the inside. So, fuck pro wrestling, everybody. Yeah.
It seems like the man can
petty.
never be satisfied.
No.
I mean, it's obvious from the way he talks about the business outside of being on TV for a wrestling company. The way he talks about it, even when the 7 years that he was gone, like when he would tweet and stuff, like he obviously loves wrestling. It's just he has personality issues. He has something going on.
He is the cult of personality.
Like I don't know how you go on your best friend's podcast to talk about WWE, and then however many months later, you and that person are in a lawsuit and you're not friends with them anymore. And then
it was like money issues, wasn't it?
Like, I don't know. I don't really know because Cabana was really quiet about it, and I don't think I really saw much. But John's mom was talking to me about it, and it's just a shame because I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that he sucks because he doesn't fucking suck. He fucking
as a
rules.
performer, no, he's great.
He's really, really fucking good. He's great on the mic.
In this microphone, in that ring, even on commentary.
It's the truth.
Yeah.
He wasn't lying.
Hey, I was listening. Like, that pipe bomb was great. Loved it.
But he sips his own Kool-Aid a little bit too much. And like I said,
which is why the Straight Edge Society was perfect for him.
I just hope everything goes well for both parties.
Yeah, that's all we can do.
I watched Collision tonight. I didn't miss him. It was a great show.
Yeah.
The production was still the same. The presentation was still the same. And the wrestlers featured were great. I mean, I really, really liked the show. And the funny thing is, Sid, I know you were out during the show.
Yeah.
The live feed kept messing up real bad. And a lot of people on Twitter were like, is this happening for you? Because it's happening for me. And I responded to everyone I saw. I said, yeah, it's Phil's out for revenge. Because they're in Chicago. He's out there fucking with satellites and shit. You know
Just
what I
going
mean?
into.
But no,
He's probably just wearing one of
he's
those
going into the
masks.
production shots.
You know what he's doing? When he's wearing that lucha mask that he wore in the Straight Edge Society, going around, waving a handgun and being like, "Hey, turn off AEW Collision."
Like, no, and he's just like messing with
and
buttons
just pulling out wires. I mean, a lot of people expected him to return at Payback, which was tonight, which is on Saturday. I was like, come on, man, that's not gonna happen. And I think actually at one point when Punk got suspended the first time after Brawlout last year, I think someone asked Seth Rollins if they wanted to see CM Punk in WWE, and he's like, no, man. He said, look, we saw what he was like over there. We don't need him over here. Like we're good.
No, at first he said we saw what he was like here,
and then over there.
we saw what he was like over there. No,
exactly.
But unfortunately, Seth Rollins isn't Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
So who the?
By the way,
knows? But
by the way, congratulations to Shinsuke Nakamura. He finally won the WWE title. Yay! Great.
Okay, listen.
Sorry, I know.
Here's an announcement. No, this is news to you.
Okay.
This show may break down the barrier, break down the walls.
Break the walls
and we
down.
may start talking about WWE again.
Okay.
I saw some of NXT this past week. I saw some of SmackDown this past week. I'm tired of moral relativism. If I wanted to look for bad things, and I could find bad things and corruptness and everything.
Yeah.
Hold on. One of my big problems with WWE was the Saudi Arabia shows and the blood money, right?
Mm-hmm.
A comedian that we both love and John saw right before his passing, Gabriel Iglesias, talked about
Fluffy.
how when he went to Saudi Arabia and the people there are different than the religious leaders and the religious zealots.
To quote Gabriel Iglesias, he's like, "We are not like the people like they say in Fox News."
Yeah, and then he's like, "Wait, I'm number 2. Who's number 1?" He's like, Jeff Dunham. He's like, "What?" And then he's like,
"No, I kill you." Oh, I love that, dude. I'm gonna watch it after this. I'm gonna watch that after this episode.
But there's the thing, like, I don't know. Nakamura beat Rollins tonight. I bet it was a great match. I want to see it. I want to see LA Knight against The Miz. I want to see Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens lose to Damian and Finn, because the stuff with Damian and Finn and the Money in the Bank briefcase and all that stuff is interesting. NXT with the Global Heritage tournament going on. I saw a thing on Twitter, like a clip of Pete Dunne and Charlie Dempsey, aka William Regal's son, and it was fucking fantastic. So I was on the elliptical the other day. I put on NXT. I watched the first match, which was the Creed brothers against the Grizzled Young Vets, who are called the Dyad. They're in Joe Gacy's
group, yeah.
And it was fucking
with
good,
the Rock's daughter,
It was good stuff, and like,
okay,
I don't know. I'm thinking WWE might be creeping back into my life, and
we'll see. And I think honestly, a lot of that attitude, I kind of agree with that, because like seeing after All In, so 80,000, seats were sold. I mean, WrestleMania 40 apparently now they've sold up to 90,000, and it's like, and I think so many people, wrestlers and fans of both promotions, are like, look, fuck all this tribalism. It's just a great time to be a wrestling fan,
Right, and even but my thing was never tribalism. I was never tribalistic.
No,
I
we
didn't
weren't.
get
None of us were. You, John, me, none of us were. It's just when we see it on social media, everyone is super like pro WWE or super pro AEW, kind of like the Marvel and DC people. But anyway, yeah, like it was getting to a point I feel where it's just like guys stop, you know.
Yeah,
Right. You
it's,
were
it's
saying?
just like the things that I've seen lately from WWE look worth watching, and if it looks worth
Yeah.
watching, I'm probably going to watch it because my
And
biggest
yeah,
moral issue with them
was the Saudi
is pretty
shows.
much gone. And the thing is, I could have moral problems with everything. If I really wanted to, I could figure out a reason why I shouldn't drink out of this bottle. I'm sure if I dug deep enough, I could find something about Takea that upsets me morally. But guess what?
There you go.
Ignorance is bliss. So, so we talked about, we did our impersonations. We had some
Yeah.
fun. We talked about CM Punk. We talked about possibly talking about WWE again.
Yeah.
And I do think John would be okay with it. I really do believe
Yeah, because
that.
he
That's
did.
another reason.
Yeah, because he didn't hate WWE, but he was still excited for an alternative. Uh, oh,
Right.
speaking. Oh my God, I almost forgot. Speaking of John. Oh fuck, I don't have it here. I have it in the other room, but I'll show it to you next week. But
The Brendan Fraser poster?
no, it was something else. But I don't have that. But I did want to show you something that I got from my boy J Rock. It's not. It's because last week we talked about Bray Wyatt, and I think I told you that I almost wanted to do like a tribute show to Bray. But J Rock a long time ago gave me this. It's just a picture of the Fiend and Bray, in the style of one of the, I think it was a Joker comic, and it was really awesome, and it looks really cool, and I really love it. I'm gonna keep it right here. I had something else that I wanted to show you, but I left it in my other room, and I don't want to like get up and go get it because we're recording.
No, get
But
up and go get it. I'll just talk.
all right, so talk about. All right, this is new, but this is about. To go ahead, talk about whatever. Talk about All Out. Talk about how excited you are, and by the time I'll bring it. Okay, so go ahead, all you.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be right back.
So I finally got my own show, guys. John died and Sid left the room, and it's just me. So if you guys wanted to ever know anything about me that you don't know yet, you could always DM me. My DMs are always open. Just kidding. I don't know what to say here. Thank God he's back.
What were you talking about while I was gone?
I said I finally have my own show. John died, Sid left.
Oh,
And then I
nice.
said, if you want to slide into my DMs, go ahead. I
What the
don't know. I was being a goof, and then,
Okay,
and then
good.
I was like, thank God he's back, because I don't know what to say.
Okay, well, so I have in this envelope here another commission I gave to J Rock to do. I wanted to show you and everybody here because I know this is something that I asked for a while back. And let me take a look. Oh, this looks great. So, Tim, I hope you don't cry on the podcast because I don't know what the fuck I'd do if you did.
I've done it before. I've cried on this podcast
you
before.
have?
It's okay.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
I want to show you this. This is something that I asked J Rock to do, but it's a picture of John right here. Is that picture? As you can see, he loves this hat.
Yes.
So I had to ask him
Fantastic.
to do it, but I
That's,
have it right here.
that's great.
Yeah. So
And you can tell it's J Rock's art.
yeah. So J
You can
Rock
tell it's
J Rock
Tim.
draws on Twitter. If anybody wants something like this or like this, hit him up. He's one talented son of a gun, man. So I'm gonna keep them both right here. I'll keep John right here so that he's also watching me while I do this podcast. He's right behind Bray Wyatt, but yeah. So he's kind of like next to you as well. So there you go. But
Awesome.
yeah.
All right.
All right.
Let's go into this show, motherfucker.
Yep. Some.
So we'll go first with Powerhouse Hobbs versus Miro. Tonight, Powerhouse Hobbs had a squash match, and then Miro came out and beat up Hobbs. This all started when Hobbs didn't want to be a part of QTV anymore. He came out, he wanted his redemption, and to do that, he needed the Redeemer. And it's just basically two badass dudes trying to get higher in the game, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's what this is about. And you know, it's hard to predict this match in my opinion because Hobbs obviously AEW sees things in both of these guys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Miro came in with a shitty gimmick, but it was pushed down our throats. Then he became the Redeemer, and it was a big deal.
And it was
And
really
then
good.
Miro didn't want to do business, and he sat on his ass for a while. And then Warner Brothers threw more money at AEW, and people like Miro, Andrade, etc., were back on board. And um, he's he's not the Redeemer anymore. He's his own god or whatever. But
Yeah.
also AEW seems to love Powerhouse Hobbs. They did the whole hot
Yeah.
potato TNT title with Wardlow, and they gave him. He was in Taz's group, and he's been. It no matter what happens, as things change and storylines change, it always seems like they're trying with Hobbs.
Yeah.
But Miro hasn't had a pay-per-view match in a long time, and Miro really hasn't had anything other than squashes either. When Hobbs says he needs the Redeemer, doesn't mean he has to beat him.
Right. Or does it
Or
mean? Yeah.
could, could this mean something like we saw out of Moxley and Danielson? And instead of Regal coming down and slapping both of them, they just come to the realization, why don't we put ourselves together? I mean, I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. But
Right.
if I had to
But
make a
that could very well
what do
happen after the
you
match.
what do you think about the build to this match, and where do you think it's going? What is your prediction?
Like you said, it is really hard to predict this match. Now, I could see what you said with similar to Moxley and Danielson happening here at the end of the match. It doesn't matter who wins. I think at some point we could see the formation of a new tag team. That would be really cool. Um, I think obviously and this is gonna be a really good match. I can tell it's big meaty men slapping
The men's
meats,
slapping me.
but I always loved Miro, man. Like I always was really liked Miro, even in WWE when he was Rusev. I really liked him.
Dude,
Yeah.
the first time I saw him on NXT, and he wore this leather, like, wasn't a kilt or a skirt, but it was something like that.
Okay.
And he went by Alexander Rusev.
Yeah.
And
And
I
didn't he
was
have like
like,
mutton
this
chops?
dude, I don't know, but he was badass. And I showed my one buddy who was wrestling at the time, and he said, that guy's a star.
Yeah.
And And yeah, I know you have been a big fan throughout your history with wrestling with
Yeah,
Miro.
yeah,
And that's why this is so hard to predict,
yeah. I
right?
know.
Because
We both love
both of,
Miro.
well, not just that, but both of these guys really need a win.
They do.
And I kinda am leaning toward Miro
Yeah,
because he was gone for a while. And because he came back during Collision and he hasn't had an actual match. It's all
yeah,
been squash. Hobbs has been
yeah.
working this whole time.
True.
And if Miro humbles Hobbs, maybe it changes Hobbs. I mean, okay, so he gets rid of QT Marshall and he's not a
Yeah,
heel and he
but he's
starts to
not
be a
really.
tweener,
Yeah, more
in my
tweener.
opinion.
I think the
Because
same thing with Miro.
when QT Marshall and them attacked Miro, Hobbs didn't stop them, but he didn't know about it, and he attacked them afterward. If Miro beats him, maybe it completes the transformation to babyface. I don't know, but I'm gonna predict Miro, and I'm also not gonna be surprised if this goes somewhere. Like if I don't know if the feud continues or what, but I have
Yeah,
a feeling Miro and Hobbs are gonna become allies.
yeah. I can see that. I gotta agree with you on that. I'm gonna say Miro as well, because when it's funny because when Hobbs said I need the Redeemer, probably because he needs to maybe he needs to be beaten by Miro as punishment for fucking around with QTV. Maybe he sees his time with QTV as wasted, and he wants to atone for his sins. And so he's saying, "Okay, the Redeemer, please, punish me for lack of better, well, for what I'm trying to say." So, yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go
Yeah,
with
but he's
Miro.
not coming off like that. He's more coming off like I want to test myself against you.
Yeah, and I
And if
think
he loses the test, does he go under the tutelage of Miro? Like,
perhaps, yeah. I think because like yeah, that could happen. I think that's happened like because Miro. I remember when he was doing the best man gimmick, which yeah, like you said, was gross. But what's his face? Chuck Taylor lost to Miro and became his butler. That was, of course, a comical thing. He became his young boy. I mean, that obviously was a comical, supposed to be a comical thing. But here, and then of course Matt Hardy beat Ethan Page, and now Ethan Page is under the tutelage of Matt Hardy. I can definitely see something like that happening where Miro beats Hobbs, and Hobbs does get mentored by Miro, and they actually become a formidable tag team. They may not, obviously, they may
imagine,
not beat.
imagine,
Yeah,
if, imagine if it's not funny
yeah,
and we get
and it's
vignettes
actually
of
good.
them working out, like Miro, like pushing Hobbs
Yeah,
to do crazy shit. Not like inhuman, like not ridiculous, but like just like
you know,
you know, hitting the meat or like
or like
fucking
Rocky, like Rocky.
yeah, or like crazy workouts. You know what I mean? I think that would be interesting
I would like to see that.
because
Yeah.
this feud, no matter who wins, the loser is a really big loser. Like this is a situation where like I wouldn't have booked this to be a feud because it's just
Uh,
or or you just do it like old school, like Vader and Bam Bam, or whoever, and just have these guys like they did with Hobbs and Wardlow. Have them go at each other for a while, separate them, have them go at each other for a while again. I don't know, but I would like to see what we're talking about
That would be
happen.
really cool. But yeah, I think so. I am going for Miro as well, though, here. So,
All right, two for Miro. Um, the ROH TV Championship match: Samoa Joe versus Shane Taylor.
ooh, this is
Samoa
gonna be
Samoa
good.
Joe cut a pretty good promo tonight on Shane Taylor. And at one point, he said, "We all know who the real king of television is." And I said, "Dalton Castle." And Chief went, "Yep." And I was like, "Cause he had your ass beat, man." And Shane Taylor was Armbar Audio's first interview.
Yeah,
I met Shane Taylor when he first started wrestling out in the Northeast. And as much as I love Shane Taylor, and I think this match is gonna roll, Samoa Joe is winning.
yeah,
Because if Samoa Joe loses that title, it must be to Dalton Castle.
yeah. I think, and this is another match that John here would have loved. He, the big, again, another big meaty man slapping big meats or whatever at the butcher shop. I don't know. It's just getting away from me at this point. Anyways, it's midnight, so you know, but
Oh, cry about it. It's 1:30 in
right.
the
I
morning
know,
for
I
me.
know, I
Let's
know,
go.
I know. Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm a huge. I have seen Shane Taylor wrestle, obviously, but I think this is like you said. This match is gonna absolutely rule as well, and I feel though, while Shane Taylor is gonna give like Samoa Joe a run for his money, Joe's gonna kill you. So I'm also gonna have to say Joe on this one because I think, like you said, if anyone's gonna beat Joe, it's gonna be Dalton Castle. Um, obviously, he's gonna have to figure out some way to. I mean, he has the boys. He should be able to outsmart what's his face Stokely Hathaway with the boys. But anyway, but yeah, like I think
Dude,
yeah, Joe should be continues his reign as the
but
king of
I mean,
television.
I do want to see Shane Taylor take it to him. Like I want to
Oh,
see
it's not. Oh, yeah, it's gonna
Joe
be.
put him over a bit. Like
Oh,
I
yeah,
want to see a right hand from Shane Taylor really rock Samoa Joe. I want to see that spot.
yeah,
Um, let's see what else. We are getting from the last ROH pay-per-view, or the second to last one. It ended with Eddie Kingston, Shibata, Claudio, and Yuta in the ring. And we obviously didn't get Eddie versus Claudio for the title because Eddie decided to go through the G1. We're getting this tag match,
yeah.
Claudio and Yuta versus Eddie and Shibata. And tonight on Collision, they both cut promos. Now, so
Claudio and Eddie.
it was all no, the two teams
Oh, okay, okay.
separately. Claudio goes, "Yeah, I saw you on Wednesday. You beat Yuta. You think you're special?" And Yuta's standing right next to him, and he's still looking at the camera, and he just uppercuts the shit out of Yuta. And he goes, "You're not special." And he just keeps uppercutting Yuta. He's like, "We in the Blackpool Combat Club beat Yuta's ass every day."
Oh my god.
He was like, "But Yuta keeps getting back up." And he like cut this scathing promo on Eddie. And then Eddie's promo, Eddie and Shibata's was next. And Eddie was like, "Will, you're just gonna let this guy beat you up? Like, what is that, bro?" He was like, "Claudio, you're a coward. You walk right past me. You don't want the smoke or whatever." and Shibata did his translation on the phone, and it was like, "You both suck."
Oh,
It
that's
was
awesome.
hilarious.
That's awesome.
Um,
I love Shibata, man.
but much like that pay per view, which had Yuta against
I think it was
I
Garcia.
forget
No, Yuta and
against
Shibata.
Garcia.
Or was it? Yeah. Yuta versus Garcia.
I
No,
don't
it
remember,
was no. It
but I
was you.
remember.
It was Yuta and Shibata for
I
the
re-
pure title.
right,
Yeah.
and I said one Blackpool Combat Club person's going to win and one's going to lose.
Yeah.
Yuta lost, Claudio won, right? I think the same thing on this pay per view. I think Claudio and Yuta are going to beat Shibata and Kingston to keep these storylines going because I think the other Blackpool Combat. Ooh, wait, there's another Blackpool
Yeah.
Combat Club wrestler on this show as well. You don't know about yet, but we'll get there.
I
I'm
do,
I'm
but we'll get into it.
I'm picking Claudio and Yuta
Okay.
because Eddie's big win should be singles against Claudio.
Yeah, I can go with that because and also Eddie can kind of parlay that because he can be like, yeah, you can never beat me on your own. You always need someone to help you, you know. So that would be cool, and it would further on the story. So yeah, as much as I love Shibata, especially after what I've been seeing from him in the more recent past. Um, just even some of I think I have seen a couple of his matches in New Japan as well. So I'm all on board.
I definitely showed you
Yeah, I think
weeks
you
one or
did.
two.
I am completely on board with Shibata. So I'm a huge fan of his. But yeah, I think since the story
But
is
it is completely possible
yeah
Eddie and Shibata win,
yeah.
but the outcome has nothing to do with Eddie and Claudio.
Now if Eddie and
Like
Shibata do win,
Shibata could beat Yuta, and Eddie and Claudio can continue to fight each other even after the bell rings or
that could be
something.
something. Yeah, that could be something. I mean, either that or if Eddie's gonna get the pin, he's got to pin Yuta. He shouldn't get his hands on Claudio unless it's like a one-on-one match. You know, it's like, look, I
Right.
pinned your boy again. It's just you. You know, so yeah, I guess for that, I'm gonna go ahead and also just to kind of keep it a little varied, I'll just say Eddie and Shibata, just cause. So, but I'm not gonna be mad if Blackpool Combat Club win this as well.
Yeah, I'm not going to be mad either way as long as
Yeah,
I get what I want in the end.
I mean, it's four great. There are four great people in the ring. I mean, it's gonna be a
Right.
tremendous match. All these matches look really good. So,
Let's go to the ROH World Tag Team Championship match. MJF
oh
and Adam Cole, aka Better Than You, Bay, are taking on the Dark Order, John Silver and Alex Reynolds. This is because there was a battle royal on Rampage, and John Silver outlasted Trent and Aussie Open, both of them. Uh, they cut a promo tonight that was like, everybody's talking about how they were friends with Adam Cole for MJF. We were too. I mean, Budge, right?
yeah,
Um,
damn, damn Cole.
I understand that they're still building the feud with the Kingdom and everything, but I was a little upset that Kingdom weren't in that battle royal and won. But I understand you have to build or whatever.
Yeah,
And this is good shine for John Silver and Alex Reynolds. I've long said that Alex Reynolds is the most underrated wrestler on the AEW roster, and it would be great to see them wear tag team gold eventually. Obviously, it's not happening here.
yeah.
MJF and Adam Cole are winning.
I think after they kind of got, I don't want to say they paired up with them, but like definitely when they started everything with uh what's it with what's his face? Oh my god, what is his name? The dude with the dreads. The guy who we've compared to
The
Bray Wyatt.
Righteous?
Yeah, the righteous.
You
Yeah.
mean talking about Vincent?
Vincent, yeah.
They're not. They're not with them.
They're not with them, but they've been like kind of having matches with them and feuding with them. That feud definitely, I would say, kind of made kind of helped the Dark Order find their focus again. So I
Oh yeah.
I really like what they're doing, but I think also we have a storyline going right now, like you said, with the Kingdom and Adam Cole and MJF, and like where do his loyalties really lie. But also, this kind of adds a nice, interesting thread into the story because, again, Dark Order were friends with Adam Cole. So,
And maybe this is where you start to build it even more.
yeah,
Maybe MJF and maybe Adam Cole pins John
John
Silver.
Silver.
And then afterwards, like Taven and Bennett are like, that's supposed to be your boy. We were supposed to be your boys. And then they just like start beating down. And then MJF comes with goes outside off the apron, gets a chair, and runs him off or something.
Yeah.
I could definitely see something like that happening.
Yeah. And although I can see if, because let's face, because at this point, the only thing keeping MJF and Adam Cole together though are those tag titles. Because once they lose them, I feel like Cole is just gonna immediately turn on MJF. Where it's honestly at this point, it's not a matter of if, in my opinion, it's a matter of when. So it's gonna happen at some point. It's just not gonna be tonight. Tonight, it's definitely gonna,
Yeah, and
yeah,
he's gonna I feel he's going to reform the kingdom when that happens.
yeah, that's true. But yeah, I think Adam Cole and well, better than
Well,
you,
it's not
baby. Yeah,
it's not true. It hasn't happened.
yeah.
I'm just
We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, no, I'm gonna go with better than you, baby, to take the W in this, just to because the storyline needs to be continued.
tonight after the Tony Khan announcement, the person to open the show was Ricky Starks. Ricky Starks promo obviously was astronomically good.
Yeah,
He came out real as fuck. He said Shivani, you want to know why I did this and that, blah blah blah, but I got something to say. And he was like, he talked about Bill too. He called him Will instead. He was like, "You're a great dude, and you defied your addictions, and anything in the world can be yours." And he was like, "But I am tired. I am sick and tired of every time I work myself up, I get shot back down for one reason or another." And he was obviously talking about how his work with Punk isn't going to happen anymore because Punk fucked everything up. And it was so fucking good. And people were going nuts. But then he saved it. He saved it and he was like, then he started being a heel about Ricky Steamboat, right? Steamboat came out with a contract, but the contract said the Dragon. And he said, I've been known as the Dragon, but this other guy's been known as the Dragon. And you're going to be facing him. Danielson came out.
I saw that.
So
That was
instead of
awesome.
facing the big traditional WWE star in CM Punk, he's getting Danielson. It's very confusing to predict because Danielson hasn't been on screen in a while
Mm-hmm.
and he looked genuinely just excited. He didn't look like asshole Blackpool Combat Club guy, even though he was wearing BCC gear.
Yeah.
Also, from what Starks was saying in the beginning, I don't know if they plan to keep him in the heel route. Also, Blackpool Combat Club are tweeners, leaning more towards heel, in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely.
I I think Tony Khan is going to book this for Starks to win. Um, I don't think Danielson has anything to lose. Like if he loses, there's nothing that's going to happen to him. His
Yeah,
reputation's solidified. He beat Okada a few months ago, and Starks. there's two guys.
yeah,
There's two guys in AEW that really need to have a title run, and that's Ricky Starks and Swerve.
yeah.
And Ricky Starks is he deserves this. He
He does.
deserves the win.
He does. I mean, it's great that they gave him the Owen Hart Cup and everything, but yeah, definitely a title, not a unsanctioned title like the FTW title, like a one that's sanctioned by
Well,
AEW, please.
this isn't going to be a title, but it's going to be I beat Danielson. I mean, the only
Yeah,
guys who can say they beat Danielson are
Page and
Garcia.
Hangman.
Garcia beat him with help.
Yeah.
Hangman, or did Hangman do a draw with him? I don't
No,
remember.
oh yeah, the first time I think they faced off, I think it was a draw,
Right.
and then the rematch happened because Danielson didn't want to say, "Oh, it was a draw," or whatever. No, then he was beat by Page. Then of course MJF beat him. So
Right. Did Moxley beat him?
no,
I don't remember.
no,
But
yeah,
it's much to say, what I'm trying to get out here is Danielson hasn't lost much in AEW,
he hasn't.
and it would be a good mark for Starks, and I think he deserves it.
Yeah, I could see that. I definitely think you know, Starks winning would be the right decision as well. I will say though, like I know you said about like how Danielson is like was a lot more happier and not being an asshole, but like the thing is, even though he was always BCC, he kind of was kind of one of the guys who kind of always did his own thing. Like he wasn't as much, you know.
Until Regal left. When Regal left, he became like the mouthpiece. He became he was serving two roles. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Especially with that elite uh um feud.
Yeah,
He was a real bastard.
Anarchy in the Arena or whatever. That was interesting. That's where he got injured, I think.
Um
Yeah,
yeah. So
but yeah.
we'll talk about Young Bucks and FTR
Speaking of, yeah,
versus Bullet Club Gold. After the match at Wembley, FTR went up to the Young Bucks in the locker room and said, "Why didn't you shake our hands?" And the Bucks said, "It was your moment, and like we're upset because this is our company and this was our biggest show and we lost and this and that." And just as they were like about to like make up, the Bullet Club came in and was making fun of them for being losers and basically saying the Bucks need to get out of here and let the winners talk. And so it was basically set up like that. And tonight we had Jay White pin Dax Harwood in the main event of Collision. Very, very good match. Um, I believe Bullet Club Gold wins because they are a cohesive unit,
yeah.
whereas the Bucks and FTR are not. I wonder. I think it would be really, really interesting and probably not gonna happen, but it would be sweet if the Bucks super kick the shit out of FTR and put up the two sweep for Bullet Club Gold.
Or this. They do the guns now, but
Well, Young Bucks are mainly a dynamite
yeah,
group. Like maybe they're like They put up the two sweet and kind of like go ahead, have your way with FTR type of deal on Saturday.
I could see that. I could see that for sure. Um,
And then on Dynamite, people are like, "Well, why did you do that?" And they're like,
because
"Because we're
Bullet
fucking
Club.
salty."
Because we're. Oh, I thought you were gonna say because it's Bullet Club for life, but no.
Well, no. Now that we have Ibushi and Page and Omega, I don't really want them to leave the elite, but I want
Yeah, the Golden
them to
Elite. Yeah.
kind of make the bridge and be like, But then again, they're they're friends with Omega. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm wrong. I'm wrong. They can't make the bridge to Bullet Club Gold. Forget
Yeah.
all that. But I wouldn't be surprised if during the match there's miscommunication between FDR and Young Bucks, and the Jacksons end up super kicking them and leaving them to be beaten by BC Gold.
Yeah, that could happen. I mean, that's the only. And also, I don't think BC Gold. They're like super. They're super hot right now, and I don't think they need to be losing anytime soon. So yeah, I would give the W here to BC Gold, and then yeah, Bucks and FTR can, because they've always had that kind of love hate relationship. So I can totally see where that's coming from. But yeah, uh, I agree. The Bullet Club Gold. So far, we only disagreed on one match, but that's it. That's okay.
So far, um, let's go into the AEW TNT Championship match: Luchasaurus with Christian Cage against Darby Allin with Nick Wayne. Tonight there was some Darby came out, talked to Wayne about why he forgave AR Fox as fast as he did because Wayne was asked how he felt about that and he was pissed. And Darby said, me and your dad got into an argument. I didn't talk to you guys for 3 years, and then your dad died, and I have to live with that every day. And I don't want to live with that type of pain. So I let it go. I let AR Fox's shit go. And I'm not saying you have to right now, but you shouldn't hold on to that, blah blah blah. And then Christian and Luchasaurus came out. Christian said,
You have a dead dad.
it's
Something, something.
no,
Nah, I
he
know.
said it was rude of me to talk about your dad and not ask what your mom's name was. And he was like, I know she's not here tonight, and she was here last week, so missed opportunity for me.
Wow.
Fucking hilarious. And then he said, "So let me get this right, Darby. You are Nick Wayne is your pity project. You're trying to be good to him so you can feel better about yourself because of what happened and blah 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 with the dad." Just Christian Cage is so fucking good as a heel.
He's so good, and he just has something
And
against dad people with dead dads. Just yeah.
I'm going to be honest about the TNT title. Three people made me care about it. Cody Rhodes. One, because he would never be able to get the AEW World Title, and when he had the TNT title,
Now,
he was putting out open challenges.
yep,
And if it wasn't for that open TNT challenge, we would have never seen Warhorse on television,
yep.
and we would have never gotten Eddie Kingston,
Eddie
who was
Kingston,
ready
yep,
to quit the business and sell his boots in AEW or just wrestling anymore. Second, Brody Lee.
yep.
And third,
Darby Allen.
this Luchasaurus Christian Cage combination.
Oh, I
I
thought you were
know
gonna say
Darby
Darby.
Allin is heavily associated with the TNT title, but if you asked me who are the three most important holders of this title
Yeah,
that make it interesting, it's those three. Well, technically four,
yeah,
because Luchasaurus is there as well.
yeah. For
Um,
me, I like. I agree with that. But just on a side note, my favorite TNT title holder was Miro because I love what he did with the belt and everything. That was awesome.
Oh, make it like Bulgarian looking and shit.
He made it the
Yeah,
colors of the
that was
Bulgarian
dope.
flag.
And he made the belt white too, right? Yeah, that
Yeah,
was dope.
that
That
was
was
awesome.
dope.
I
And
loved it.
yeah, Darby was good too. It's
Yeah,
just it's just like Cody Brody, Cody Brody,
Cody Brody.
and what
Cody
Christian
Brody.
is doing right now is just like actually making stories and stuff out of this TNT title and kind of making it more. And that's why uh I'm picking Luchasaurus to win.
Hmm.
I don't want Christian Cage to not be holding this belt yet. Or to yeah, I think I said that right.
Yeah.
Um I want him to hold it. I want there to be dissension between Nick and Darby. Um I think that would happen too. I think something like that would happen, or
Hmm.
I don't know, but I don't want I've said since this started that I wanted Luchasaurus to take off the mask and turn on Cage. I can wait for that. I do want it to happen, but Christian Cage is on like a resurgence, in my opinion, for me.
Yeah.
Like he hasn't been this entertaining since maybe his feud with Randy Orton,
Hmm.
or maybe even whenever he was in the tag team with Edge. I don't
I
know,
mean, I
but
think
I love what Christian's doing right now.
like Christian Cage, anytime he's a heel, was a very interesting thing to see. Like even when he turned heel on Edge, like the he when he came out to his theme music, the Christian, that's like my favorite theme music. Although yep, I love that is I think his best theme in WWE. Although my sister and I disagree about it because she still loves the "If You Close Your Eyes" or whatever. I
Have
can't.
you ever heard the original one? Like before he got the rock band to do that?
No.
The original "Just Close Your Eyes" is really good. All of his themes rule. I like
Yeah.
his theme now, which is
Yeah.
was his TNA theme.
Yeah. But you know
I
what we
love it.
need to
I love it.
do? One day we need to do an episode of like our favorite theme song, wrestling theme songs. That
Oh
would be
shit.
just top 10. One day, not now, but one day we need to do it.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I don't know.
I can see where you're going with that, like with Christian Cage. I think yeah, like you said, he's doing some of his best work right now. I totally agree. Um, but you know, I feel like from what I've seen, they've been seeing like Christian Cage like kind of slapping Luchasaurus and stuff or whatever. I can see like if Luchasaurus loses to Darby Allin, this can, like I said, finally start that turn for Luchasaurus, and we'll get the feud between Christian Cage and Luchasaurus, and Christian
And Swerve and Darby and Nick.
that can be, yeah, and we can still get that with Nick wanting to be TNT champion as well, so we can have like maybe a three-way at some point for the TNT championship. Which, by the way, I would say Swerve should win that if that should happen, but.
I agree.
I'm gonna go ahead and
You know
actually,
what? That sounds good. That
yeah,
sounds really good because you get two scenarios which are awesome, and Nick isn't over him being okay with AR Fox, and Darby has the title, and Nick's like, and then Swerve enters the picture. I mean, that could work. That could work real well.
yeah.
Um,
So I could see there all that, but I'm gonna go ahead. I guess this is another match we're gonna disagree on, but I'm gonna say Darby Allen.
yeah, I wouldn't be upset with either.
Yeah, same.
I just want Christian to be on TV. Like
Yeah,
I just want him to be doing something worth
yeah. He can.
watching.
I don't know. Does Luchasaurus have a dad?
I mean, I
Well,
assume.
Luchasaurus is a dinosaur, so by proxy, his dad is extinct. So he, you know, Christian Cage can be like, your dad was a dinosaur and he's dead, and that makes you a piece of shit. So
Now, I've been reading these not in the order that I see them, but in
yeah,
the order that I think that are important.
okay,
The next match is the only women's wrestling match on the show. AEW TBS Championship match, Chris Statlander versus Ruby Soho. Tonight on Collision, there was a six-woman tag team match, the Outcasts against Chris Statlander, Britt Baker, and Hikaru Shida. It was fantastic. They were hitting like Joshi. Everybody played their parts right, like Tony, Saraya, Ruby, Chris, Britt, Hikaru. It was great, and I want more of it. And Statlander is on a whole nother level. She was
yeah,
laying out every bitch in the place, and um, I love Ruby,
mm-hmm.
and I've said often that she deserves something, but I'm gonna go against myself, and I think Statlander retains. If Statlander loses this title, it will it may be against the returning Jade Cargill or somebody different,
Yeah,
somebody new, somebody from her past, maybe.
or
I don't know. I don't know.
somebody, or
But
somebody whose name is would be Monet. I'm sorry, I could. I mean,
I,
if
th- I think I think Monet would be going for the
the
main
world title,
main
yeah,
women's title. Yeah,
yeah, I could, I agree with that. Like, yeah, Sheeta
but
versus not Sheeta,
from what I
Soraya
saw,
versus Mercedes. Run that shit back. I love it. I would love that.
Saraya looked good tonight too. She was bumping and selling really well. At the media scrum for All Out, um, she said that the way she worked her way back into wrestling and everything, she wasn't 100%. It wasn't like riding a bicycle. All the girls
Yeah,
were really helpful and patient with her, and they put the title on her not just because where they were, but because she felt she was ready to carry that. And after she said those things, I paid more attention to her work tonight, and I don't think she was bullshitting. So
yeah,
that was cool to see.
for
But
sure.
as much as I love Ruby, Statlander's winning here, and I expect a really good match.
Same. I got to go with Statlander. I don't see Statlander dropping the title just yet. Like you said, I think someone new has to come in. Like, and it doesn't have to be someone that they sign. Just build up some new stars. Like, build up Kiera Hogan. Build up what's her name?
Build up,
Red.
build up that. There's a woman who's already built up. There's two women who are already built up. One is a heel and one is a face. There's Athena and there's Willow Nightingale. Willow has
True.
had Chris Statlander's back this whole time on Collision. Willow's such a good girl, all that stuff. Dude, let's let's start to turn the corner a little, make her a little bit more serious, and be like, I've had your back. I feel like you owe me a shot. Maybe.
Yeah. I mean, Athena, she's still Ring of Honor World Champion, right? Women's Champion, right?
That
So
doesn't mean she can't be holding two belts, brother.
true. True. I mean, Athena 2 belts. I don't, I don't hate it. So,
No, I don't
anyways,
think anyone would hate it.
no. But anyway, yeah. But right now, Chris Statlander for sure. Um, but yeah,
So, what I think will be the penultimate match, Kenny Omega versus Konosuke Takeshita. We kind of talked about this 2 podcasts ago, where we thought this is going to go. I think the build for this match for All Out has not been that great.
Mm-hmm.
and we talked about how Kenny Omega loves trilogies. So I think this is going to continue to build this feud. Takeshita got a roll up pin in the 6-man tag at All In. Um, this is a regular match, not
Mm-hmm.
no DQ, not anything special.
Yeah.
Uh, I predict Takeshita wins with the help of Callis, or there's some type of DQ type of finish, like they get caught, something like that. Um, so either Kenny wins by DQ or Takeshita wins uh
Okay.
through nefarious methods.
I think I can see it also in a way they could mirror the trilogy they did with Okada, because the first match that Okada and Kenny had, it was a time limit draw. The second match, Okada won. The third match, finally Kenny won. So I can see this one going to a draw.
If it goes that way, Sid,
Mm-hmm.
the only difference is Kenny wins the second one and
I
Takeshita
was.
wins the third one.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. But I would say I'm gonna go ahead and say personally it could be a draw. If that's the case, I would this could be the main event, but then again, do you want to really end the main event in a draw? I don't think so.
I don't think it's the main event. I don't think it's the
But
main
if it
event.
is, cuz I feel like it might be, but but then again,
No
yeah, we
way.
haven't. No,
Not
no, no,
after
no,
not
no.
after Dynamite. Not after
Oh, no, no, no,
Dynamite.
no, no. Yeah, no.
And not
Not at all.
after the promos tonight from Moxley and Orange Cassidy.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, no, no, I got you. I got you. No. Um yeah, I think Takeshita definitely and Omega both like give us like an amazing match. So I'm gonna go ahead and say time limit draw. But if I have to pick a winner, I'm gonna say Omega. Just because Takeshita has to be able to do shit on his own. You know, Takeshita can
Yeah.
finally at this point, and this may be something controversial. As much as yeah, to as much as I hate to admit that Don Callis has actually been able to help Takeshita in terms of like speaking, like Callis is like his mouthpiece. We can have a story about Takeshita finally breaking away from Don Callis. Omega can be like, look, you're with Don, but what has that gotten you? You weren't able to beat me even with Don's help. Okay, what?
During the All In match, they talked about Ibushi and Omega being Takeshita's mentors. Callis tries to do something nefarious. Ibushi comes down to stop him. Um, this distracts Kenny. Takeshita wins again with a cheesy roll up, and then we start to get there. We start to get
I could see that.
Ibushi and Omega trying to talk sense to Takeshita and stuff like that. Because after the trilogy of matches,
Mm-hmm.
maybe Takeshita joins them, or
Or he just goes out on
I
his
don't know.
own. I would just go have him go out on
Yeah.
his own because Golden Elite
But
already
Don
has
Callis keeps talking about building this stable,
family. Yeah,
right? And
his family.
Osprey has the United Kingdom, and Osprey, even though he's taken Don Callis's help, it doesn't seem like he's going to be affiliated with them much.
No.
I, 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 from what I saw on Dynamite, uh, eventually, maybe whenever Jericho and Sammy break up, maybe Sammy goes over there. I don't know. Is the Don Callis family actually going to be a thing, or is it just going to be something that he talks about? I
I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
it's just
But
gonna.
you're picking Kenny. I'm picking Takeshita.
Yeah, yeah.
I picked. I picked. What other ones did we disagree?
Darby versus Christian Cage.
And Eddie and Shibata versus
Yeah.
Castagnoli and Yuta.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what I think will be the main event and what should be the main event is Orange Cassidy versus John Moxley for the AEW International title. On Dynamite, Moxley said, you know, he talked about catchphrases in his promos and this and that, blah, blah, blah. And he said it's not going to be about who has the biggest bark. It's going to be about who has the biggest bite. After Orange Cassidy beat Penta in a fantastic match, he got a steel chair, sat in the middle of the ring, and gave a fantastic fucking promo. And he said, I will be the AEW International Champion as long as I want because I'm Orange Cassidy and I don't have a catchphrase. But he said that, he doesn't know how many times he's defended the title. He knows that this is what AEW is about. And he talked about how he's too short, he's too skinny, he's too weird. He's been told this over and over, and this is what AEW is about and all this stuff. Then tonight we got a promo from Moxley, and he said, there's stupid dipshits out there who think Orange Cassidy's a joke, but that he's a cosplay wrestler. He goes,
Right.
who's he cosplaying as? Because I don't see anybody like that anywhere. And
Right.
he was like, there's a lot of people who believe in you, Orange. Don't disappoint us. Like he was saying he believes. He said, he said, you know, when you wrestle at this high of a level, as long as I have, the you have a lot of biggest matches.
Yeah.
Like the next one's always the biggest. And you wrestle legends, and sometimes you win against them, sometimes you lose against them. Blah blah blah. He was basically saying, "Are you gonna give it all to me, and are you gonna put yourself
Yeah.
on our level?"
Hmm.
He was challenging Orange to show him that Orange is what a lot of us think he is. And he even gave him the credit of
Yeah.
saying he's the most winningest champion in
Yep.
professional wrestling today, which is true.
Yeah. I
And
agree
then we
with that.
got Orange Cassidy, and he talked about
Mm-hmm.
um, the importance of John Moxley to AEW. And he said when AEW needed somebody to put the company on their back, Moxley was the guy to do it. And he said, well, John, I'm going to take the burden off of your shoulders tomorrow. He said other things too, but I don't remember. But they were both
That's what
really
stuck
good
out.
promos.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be fucking awesome. And I think Orange Cassidy's going over.
Yeah, I could see that as well. I think, I mean, at this point, John Moxley, if he's going to go for a title, let him just go for the AEW title again. I don't care. I still think he deserves that reign in front of fans because I think I talked about this a while back when we did our last episode with John that I was on. I talked about how I wanted to have a John Moxley title run in front of a crowd because he had the AEW title run in front of no fans. So at some point, yes, but not the TNT. I'm sorry, the All Atlantic, the
Well, he had the
international
title after Punk.
for a little bit. It was only for a little bit. It was like maybe a month at the very
Was it? Because
most.
it felt like he was defending it every fucking show.
Yeah, but again, it was still a shorter run with the title, which I can understand, but also, you know, I think he deserves a little bit more with that. That's just me. But at this point, I think Orange Cassidy, he's just been pretty much doing like, yeah, he's been like a workhorse. That's like the workhorse title at this point. And I feel like I don't know if we need to end it right now. I think like you said, John Moxley's gonna give him a hell of a fight, but at the end of the day, Cassidy's gonna prove that he's not just, he's not just all about
An upper mid Carter.
an upper mid Carter.
He's not just an upper mid Carter.
He's not just
he's a main event.
He's not just the dude who has the relaxed thumbs ups. He's not just about that. He actually can go. I think like this title run has really forced him out of his shell in a way, and has it's definitely a different Orange Cassidy than the one that debuted in AEW, and I like that. And what would be cool is if he actually dressed up in all black and he came out, just to kind of show like this is a different Orange Cassidy you're dealing with. I think that would be kind of cool. Like keep the white shirt, but have like a black denim jacket and black jeans and everything. I think it would look kind of cool, but you don't have to.
I understand your sentiment.
You don't have to, but I get.
What I loved about his promo was that he said, "I'm Orange Cassidy and I don't have a catchphrase."
Yeah.
And he said it again tonight. And I don't want him to change.
No, just for tonight. Just for tonight.
Right. I get you. So, I think this show is a hodgepodge of Tony Khan owned wrestling, and that's okay. I think we're going, there's people saying, All Out. I don't know if I want to pay for it after I watched All In, and I don't know about, these matches, blah, blah, blah. But like I said, every time we talk about an AEW pay-per-view, they always end up being better than you think it's going to be. So,
just shut up and
I'm
watch
excited for All Out. Are you excited for All Out?
Oh, you bet.
All right. Well, then let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, noon, or night, you have a great one, and peace and love to all of you.
Follow the buzzards.